Back again with the ProosaXY build. My recording is a little messed up, so I'm trying to figure that out really quick. Try to preserve everything for posterity's sake. But give everyone a little bit to jump in the stream. All right, I think I have everything fixed now. Again, welcome back. We had a few days off, but we're going to get back to this. Chip, if you are in the stream, would you let me know? Having my task tray here makes things a little easier. Cool. How you doing, Chip? Sorry for the delay in getting to this, but yeah, I had a few things going on here at the house. Easter, of course. Kids came down with a cough. Wife caught it. It's been kind of crazy here lately. Wipe this down. I installed a new light above here, so that should help out. I also got a new camera, but didn't have enough time to get everything configured for that. So maybe next time. So today we're going to start off with the problem that we ran into last time, which is getting access to this screw right here. We've looked at a couple different methods, and it looks like for now, the best option is going to be to just cut one of our hex keys. If I can find the one I was going to cut. Man, I thought I had everything all lined out here. This is the wrong size, I believe. Yeah, that one's too small. But we don't need to cut that much off of it. We just need to take a little bit off. Here we go. Found it. As you can see, we don't need that much more room. If I switch over to this screen, you can even see better. But we don't need a whole lot of room, so I'm going to cut maybe half of this off, and that should give us what we need. So let me go grab my tools. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I've got the hacksaw out in the garage. So, might have started the stream a little premature. But I don't have a ton of time to prepare for these, so we've got to work with what we got. I will be right back. Grab that hacksaw. Okay, sorry about the wait. Daniel, hello, welcome. How are you doing today, man? All right. So we're busting out the good old hacksaw again. And when we have the final kits available, this will be something you don't have to worry about. At least you won't have to worry about cutting your own tools. We might include just a cheap one for you to cut yourself, since you've already got to make some cuts for the conversion. Other than that, the other options are, of course, drilling an access hole in the extrusion, or if you buy the stubby wrenches, they actually do have stubby wrenches for this exact purpose, and that could work as well. Let's raise this up a little. Okay. It'd be easier if we just use a clamp. Got to figure out which way is going to be easier. You know what? Let's not use the clamp. Let's just clamp it in like so. Oh, that's I've got, these are slotted, so that's actually not going to work as well as I had hoped. Do it like this. Nope. Okay, we're going to use the clamp. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit weird because it's six-sided, so it doesn't want to sit flat. Should we just use the Dremel bolts? That might be easier. All right, yeah, we're going to use the tool that we made a couple streams ago. The nearest plug in here. This out. Oh, actually, no. No. This will be perfect. I just got a new surge protector for this exact reason, because I've been running out of plugs over here. It's magnetic, so it's wanting to stick to everything there. Pika! Hey, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we messed around with this a little bit last time. I need to get the blade. Doesn't have a blade on it. You guys are getting a peek at my messy basement. Oh. Yeah. All right, let's see if I've got what I need here. Right here. And the blade. What I've got here doesn't say, it just says thin cut, easy lock, cutting. I think this will work, but it doesn't say if it's for metal or plastic. It's not the same one we used last time. Yeah, I know where the other one's at. Let me go grab it. Got a couple of different of these kits floating around. So that's the plastic one. That one's been abused a little bit too much. I don't trust that one anymore. Okay, I think this one will work. It says cutting, and this isn't very strong metal, so it should do the job. Don't do this to your nice Allen wrenches. You should be able to do this with a very cheap one that just comes in the kits that your printers come in usually. Should cost less than $1. But let's see if we can get this sorted out here. So we're going to line this up so it goes into the hole. I think you can see that on the stream. Why don't I switch it over? There we go. Yeah, you should really be doing this with your Dremel unplugged, so I'm going to unplug that. And I just need the wrench to tighten it on. It never even occurred to me. I was just like, yeah, I'll just use the hacksaw. But it's a fixed-sided wrench, so it doesn't sit flat in any direction. So this will just make it a little bit easier. Woo! Bumping it out the way. Trying to get to where this is comfortable, but also you can get a good, clean shot of what's going on. Okay. So, I'm going to very carefully hold it here, and we're just going to take a little bit off. And since this is, you know, even though this is a six-sided piece, the pointy part's going to sit down in there, and it's going to keep that stable. I don't really know if I want to show this, because I don't think this is the safest way to do this. But, yeah, it's going to work. As soon as we plug it in. Need a little more power in there. Whew, it's hot already. That's better. We're going to line it up again. Keeping our fingers well clear of what we're doing. Whew, that's getting hot already. But now we have a short, stubby wrench. We're going to have to clean it up just a little bit, I think, but that's the idea. As long as it still fits. Hot. As long as it still fits in our screw holder here, that's going to do the job. So, that's one way to go about it. If this is a cut you end up needing to do yourself, we'll have either printed parts or a jig that works a little bit better than what I've got here. I figured part of the reason that I end up losing a lot of this stuff is because on stream I don't want to take the time to put stuff away properly. Then at the end of the night, I'm tired and beat, and so I've got to just take the time to put stuff away at least in the slot where it goes. And then I won't lose stuff so much. Okay, back to where we started. Now, the goal is again, I don't know if I can get it on stream and do it at the same time, but we can actually fit that in there and we're on the screw. So, perfect. Now, since we only have the short end, it'd be a little bit easier if I can get this started by hand. I don't know if I'll be able to do that though. Otherwise, it's going to take a million turns. So I can only do it a little bit at a time. Not getting started there. So what's going on? Try to line it up. Yes, we need to come up just a hair. Right around there. Need to just give it a tiny push. You could also just take this profile off. You could also just take this profile off right here and you'd have access to it, but I already spent the time squaring this up and doing all that, and I didn't want to do it again. Okay, so we're started there. So I'm just going to keep going as far as I can until it stops. Hey Chip, got a question for you. What are these heat inserts for? I'm curious. I didn't see anything for them in the CAD. These 4 right up top here. I can get a shot from above. Maybe better. Yeah, these 4 right here hidden by the profile. Not sure what those are for, but let me know if you can offer any insight on that. Okay, so that's good. Nice, thinking ahead like always. I like it. It's brilliant. So looking in the CAD, want to make sure we get the right size screws here. We are working on this part. So we just put this one in right here. Now we've got M5 by 20. No. M5 by 30, I think. M5 by 30. Double check that time. So these are M5 by 30. Make sure we get that right. By 20. 5 by 13. These might be my M5 by 30s. Let me check. You guys are still there, right? My computer locked for some reason. I tried to go to sleep. Weird. Usually doesn't do that while I've got OBS open because it knows I'm streaming. I don't know what that's about. Are these the M5 by 30s that we were using? Yes, they were. Perfect. They're just in an unlabeled bag, so that's why I was getting a little confused on these ones. There you go, Bulbasaur. See you, dude. No, these ones are M5 by 30 chip to mount into the other parts of the frame. Where's our washers? Let's go ahead and switch this up. You guys have a little bit of better view of what I'm doing. So this is going to go right here. And this one goes right back here. Oh wait, that's not even right size. That's not gonna go anywhere fast. I'm just gonna get it semi-tight there. On the other end. I get that like where I want it, and then as soon as I tighten it, it like goes into a different position. We'll just lower it. There we go. Okay, then we take our new modified tool right here and see if we can turn this the rest of the way in. Get a little bit better with just finger tightness there. I know I can't get a good shot on that right now, but there's a screw back there, trust me. I guess this is the part where we do want a close up from a little bit a better angle. There it is, you can kind of see it. Ooh, I might have needed to take just like another millimeter off of that. Pretty close. But we're almost tight. Okay, I think that's all I need to really tighten that one. And the rest of it, here, right back here. Okay, that's one motor mount installed. Oh, was I viewing the wrong bolt? My bad. Okay, this one. It's gonna go in from the backside here. And I did close-ups on the last one, so let's just do a bit of a wider shot on this. You know we need our M5x20. And a washer. We also need our roll-in T-nuts right here. All right. So once again, we're going to try to line these up. Start with the easy ones. And I'm sure you've seen me do this before, so I'm not going to worry about trying to get the shot. If you need another view of it, the past streams are on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. Or dismay, depending on which one you're watching and how bad I'm messing up that day. You know what this stream needs? Some good lo-fi, royalty-free hip-hop or something. What do you guys think? What genre do you guys like to hear in the background of your stream? Or do you play your own music while you're listening to a stream? Not sure what the status quo is these days. But if you'd like to have a little bit of music going in the background, some lo-fi beats, let me know. That's pretty close right there. Disco! Ooh, this is a big frame, man. So what I'm doing here, same type of idea. Just getting it started with my thumb. I'm lifting it up there just to make sure it's set in the T-nut. So good. Yeah, it's still going. Okay, that's pretty close. So we're gonna get our M5 by 30s ready now. Don't forget your washers. Yeah. I was sitting there watching the screw, and it was edging ever closer to the edge, but it looked like it was slowing down fast enough, so I didn't try to catch it. And wind must have caught it or something. It finally went over the edge. Okay, I think we're finally ready to start tightening this one down with our stubby wrench. That is the right name for these. These short throw ones. I've got a set of stubby metric wrenches for like box wrenches and open-ended wrenches. Never used a stubby Allen wrench before, but first time for everything. Especially in every one that I've made myself. There we go. Finally got it set in there. I really want to take a little bit more off of this, but we're so close. I am cheating a little bit, just bending this back with my hand just a little bit. Don't do that too much, but a little bit won't hurt. Come on now. Come on, meow. Sorry, sir. Did you just say meow? Name that movie. There we go. That's all we needed right there. All right, guys. We have mounted our motors. Look at that. I like it. As far as the kit goes, we were kind of talking, and we were on the fence of whether we just want to get one more wrench hole screwed through here, or if we can get an actual stubby wrench, like a proper one included, that would be perfect. I was initially just a fan of just including a cheap one like this and having users cut it themselves, but after doing it with the Dremel that way, I don't know if that would be a very good sanctioned method to get this done. So if we did go that route, we'd want to have a safer alternative. So it's in the notes. We'll figure something out. But if you're watching this in the future with a production kit, you shouldn't have to do what I just did. Okay, so from here, should we install our Y rod mount? Looking at the CAD, that would be these guys right here. So these are in 5x14 and 20. We went to install these at an earlier point, but we're not able to. Well, no, actually, we decided to do the motors first, so kind of picking back up where we left off here. So I'm grabbing this part, and I'm holding it like I see it in the CAD. And let's hide that. That's backwards. or just upside down. I think that's pretty close. Yeah. So if we're working on this set, this is I think the front. Ooh, which one is this? This is front left. So if we're looking at it like so, I believe this is gonna go. Nope. Like that. Then on the inside, yep, that looks good. So, and 5x14s for the outside, and then I think it's a 20s on the inside. Double, triple check, yep. I don't know why I just tightened the bag on the washers there. It was kind of silly. And roll in T-nuts. Where did you go, my friend? It's right there. So, zoom, zoom, zoom. Just a tiny bit more height. Maybe that's too much soon. There we go. So again, I wanted to show this part just because this is can be tricky to line stuff up. Of course, you can just slot them in from the top. That'll help make that a little easier. Maybe. Had to open my mouth. Go down from this way. This also might be easier if you do it on the side, but this is how I decided to do it today. And I think you can maybe see a little bit there, but we're pretty much lined up in that hole. Perfect. I know every time I look, I like get in front of the camera. House, this thing is magnetized to death right now. Okay, I'm just gonna get them all roughly positioned, and then we'll get it set after this. So, it's a little low. This is probably better at this angle. You guys can see that line up, right? Yeah. I think we're actually pretty close on the bottom too. Just a little further down maybe, and then we'll push it up so we see it come into place. Just like that. put that in backwards. These go on the outside. Or that one wanted to cross there really bad. Just turn it backwards so you feel it click. And then start going forward. That one went in perfect. Gonna tighten them all a little bit and then loosen to get them, make sure those roll in nuts are in the right spots. Chip, is there a preferred tightening order for this one? I assume it would be bottom, or middle, sorry, and then the outsides. Also, I should probably loosen them up one more time, just make sure I'm holding it in position, putting some pressure in the right spots. Don't know if that really matters, but so I'm pushing. Can't get this all on the same piece of wood here. Turning the whole damn thing. Okay. So I'm going to be pushing down and in like so. And I'm just going to hold with one finger. Okay. All to bottom is fine. So if you can do top, middle, bottom, it sounds like as well. Okay, that's in place. Let's do another. Then I can finally get these things out of my way. They've been cluttering up the bench. Knocking things over. Let's take a look where to go next. Keep it on the same side, the one back by the motor. Find in browser. Select the parent. Isolate. Okay, looks like this is one of these guys. Realize I'm not even looking at this right now. Yeesh. Need to get a camera guy. Put this in a little further down. It's easier to slide it up into position since we have access from that side. Come on. There we go. Zoom out. Okay. So y'all can see it too. I gotta straddle the camera pretty much. This is stuck in the wrench hole here. Yeah, there we go. And also just hold it side by side. Touch more up. Just like that. And last but not least, this one I decided to go downwards here because otherwise the button, the spring, is gonna go into that wrench hole. I don't know if I did that over here or not, but I did on this one. Oh yeah, looks like I did because I can see, just like here, I can see the actual bottom of it. So that I think is the preferred way of doing that. Okay, let's get our screws ready. Oh, I just realized I didn't tighten the inside, or I didn't do the M5x20 on the other one here, so we'll go back and do that as well. Getting my washers on really quick. Okay, we get lucky here. Just get them all in there at once. Nice. Love it when a plan comes together. You know, I just realized we are going to have to take this other one off because if you don't insert the insides, you can't get access to it later. I knew this was going a little too smoothly. Wouldn't be an Apex build stream without undoing something at least once. So just on the inside here, we're going to put our two T-nuts in. They should relatively line up with this other side, it looks like. I don't know if it's exact, but I'm just going to put them in the same spots and hope they line up. I think that'll work. If not, we'll find out. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, you know, I think that works perfectly. I was just a little off on this one. Okay, and then the 5x20s go on the inside. I think, Kip, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be better to tighten these inside ones first because they're going to hold it flat against this extrusion. And I think I trust that a little bit more than the side of this, and that I have a perfect angle on my printed part. Yeah, that's a good idea there too, Chip. Definitely something that can save you some time. If you put the wrench through the printed part, you can use it to line the T-nut up into position. Ooh, that's gonna be a tight fit. Okay, we're gonna get them all just kind of loose, well, semi-tight. Then I'm gonna push downwards, make sure we're nice and flush against the bottom there. And we're gonna tighten the top inside. And the bottom inside. Before switching over to the outside, and we'll take Chip's advice this time. Go top to bottom. Not a ton of torque on these. We've got 5 M5 bolts here, so they're doing a lot of work for us. Okay, back to this guy. Gotta take him out. And, well, actually, to Chip's point, we might be able to get away without unloosening this. Fun fact, did you know that if you look up the words loosen and unloosen in the dictionary, they have the same exact meaning? Even though unloosen technically would mean to tighten. But I heard that the other day. You know, actually, I never actually looked it up, but I'm not sure if I did. I think I did, but let me know if I'm wrong on that. Loosen and unloosen. Even though it was a slip when I said it, I think it's still accurate according to the dictionary. Yawn. This guy's just talking about dictionary words on his live stream. Get back to the building. So if we use Chip's advice here, I'm going to take, I don't think these Wura wrenches go through the wrench holes. I'm going to take another wrench here. Man, I just had it. Where'd it go? Man, that drives me nuts. Just had it, set it down somewhere. This one will work. We're just going to take this one, and we're going to put it through the hole back here. And then when we feel the T-nut, we know that it's close. So I can feel it now, so I'm going to take it out just a bit. I don't know if this is making any sense. I'll take it out just a bit, push down from the top, push back in until I feel it go into the hole. And now, pretty sure that's in position. Yeah, I think so. Let's grab a screw and find out. All right, I looked it up so you guys didn't have to. There you have it. Unloosen means the same thing as loosen. All right, back to building. So if we did this right, get this one in here, tightening. Oh, and that feels good. Yeah, okay. We didn't have to undo anything at all in the first place. We still did undo this one, but that's okay. Thanks for the advice, Chip. Oh wait, we need to put our T-nut in here for the top one. This one will be a lot easier. Just like that. And I mean, we are going to unloosen these ones. Yes, I'm going to just use unloosen now. Just to make sure we get everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. I would really rather tighten these ones first. Then top to bottom. Cool. She's a beaut. Do the other side. Found that wrench I was looking for earlier. Right here. It was just hiding underneath my pile of fasteners. So again, orient this the same way as we see it in CAD. That looks right to me. And this goes on. Oh, hey, look, I think this is. I I think this is the one that we went to install first in the first place, um, as evidenced by our T-nuts in there. Uh-oh, here comes a sneeze. Woo. I know the CAD piece is getting in the way a little bit there, but can we fix that? Yeah, just turn the camera a little bit, dummy. Actually, I think we have all the screws and nuts, or screws and washers ready to go from before. I've just been rolling around on my workbench. Oh, this one's just off. Where's it at? Ooh. Okay, that's why. This one didn't have. This one was going up this way with the hole at the bottom, so it was getting the spring was getting into that wrench hole. But if you flip it upside down, so the holes at the top won't have that problem. This one's obviously not quite lined up right, or I was just being impatient. No, it's not quite lined up right. Take it out. Check behind it. Yeah, it's just a little low. Come on, just need to pop it up just a tiny bit. Okay, that should be better. Try again. Perfect. Again, make sure it's nice and square. Tighten the top. Tighten the bottom. Top. Middle. Bottom. One more to go. Okay, so we know, just like before, this bottom one goes into place with hole facing up. Dropping things again. The other ones don't really matter as much. Do mine like that. Just getting these roughly set, and then we'll match them up. Too much. That's about right. Okay. Let's get one in position here. We'll put the screws in as we go. And we're cruising now. First little bit took a while, but man, and last time with the motors, those that was a little bit more of an involved process than I was expecting last time. But now, I'm pretty good. Perfect. Last one to get started. Okay, just get them all fairly tight. Inside top. Inside bottom. Oh, that could use a little bit more. Perfect. Outside top, outside middle, outside bottom. Okay, there's our Y rod mounts. I think we're ready now to get the Y rods slotted with bearings and install them. Yeah, Y rods have 2 bearings each, so do pay attention to that. They are also 330 millimeters long. Strangely, they are missing from where I thought they would be. Oh no, they're here. They're just under a few more things than what I thought they'd be. Pretty sure these are a 330. Let me double check really quick. Yep, 330 on these ones. I like these tape measures because they've got metric and standard on them. Really handy for little projects like this. Nice. So I think we're going to install the Y rods, and then we'll save the X axis for next time. Let's go back to this main screen. So we're just going to carefully put our bearings into place. These ones, your kit will come with, well, I forgot how many, but it'll come with the extra ones that you need, but you will need to reuse the other ones from your original Mark III kit, or from your original Mark III, since you're doing the conversion. If you're doing this as a standalone build, you'll need to source some extra bearings, in addition to, some other things that we talked about, like the Z motors. But yeah, so these, I think at this point, I've used all the ones that came with my kit, so these are the reused bearings. And everything goes the way that we wanted it to. These just feel like they're not slotting in quite as easy as I would have wanted them to. But maybe that's all they need. Maybe that's, I don't think they go in any further than that. And there's, oh, that's a very tight tolerance. That's good. Yeah, so I think, yeah, there's maybe a millimeter tolerance there, so perfect. I should have got the caps ready, but they're just gonna sit in like that. I don't trust them to sit there like that. So where as soon as I look away, they're gonna come crashing down. Let's see where my caps are at. Here we are. So these weren't in the, you won't see this in the CAD, but they have little indentations for the Y there. I like it. Mine are a little sloppy. The bridging wasn't going so well on the inside, but I won't tell anyone if you don't. And this isn't like a very important part for structural integrity. And it doesn't need to be super tight tolerance. Ooh, so are these are M3 by 14s. Okay, I think we've done everything we need to with the M5 by 14s. This way. M3 by 14 socket heads. There we go. Of course, it was the very last slot that I actually checked. Went through every single one to get to that. Okay, we need our M3 washers. I've got our small ones here, but we need our thicker ones. Oh, right here. These are the ones we're going to use for this. And we're just going to dump a bunch out because we'll need, looks like 7, 14. Yeah, so 28 or 28 total. 7 per piece, 14 per side, 28 per printer. Just going to dump them all out here. Yeah, this is ugly, but the washer's going to hide all of those sins. I like the industrial look of all the washers in there, too. Ooh, okay. Here's something we'll either need to modify or either modify the printed part or make an adjustment to the bill of materials chip. These washers, here, let me zoom in a bit. These washers don't quite fit in the slot there. Oh wait, hold on. Is there no washer here? Actually, so yeah, there's no washer. I'm wrong. So put your washers away. No need. Glad I caught that now. Instead of putting washers on 28 screws and then having to go back and take them all off again. Might have had a couple casualties there, but at least these aren't the small washers. They're easier to find. Okay, let's just go ahead and do a sanity check, make sure that this is going to work for us. Come on, baby. That seems a little long, does it not? I mean, we're digging in there pretty far, but that might be the intention. Whoop. Okay, that wants to cross thread, so we're just going to put the electric screwdriver away, do it by hand. Does indeed all the way in. It doesn't bottom out. Perfect. So now that we know that's going to work, just get this out of the way a little bit. A little bit more, maybe. There we go. Again, I'm not going to trust this thing until I've got it locked down with at least a couple different screws. That's how she'll look. Okay. Now these are directional. You'll see like this one, if we were doing it over here, the Y would have been upside down. So it goes like that. Then it goes on this side. Chip, are these meant to be, looks like a little bit, actually no. Yeah, it'll fit it. Okay. That's a nice tight tolerance we got there. I was worried that it might not sit flush, but it will with some persuasion. Okay, again, it wanted to cross thread, so we turn backwards until we feel the click. Okay, hold on. Back up. Why does it want to cross thread so bad? Or is this just, it might have some material in there? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sometimes I've had it before where like one screw wants to cross thread in one hole, but if you switch to a different one and then use a different screw on that hole, it works just fine. Actually, this screw might be the cause of the problem. Just make sure we can put it in like so without any fuss. This is a different screw. Okay, so that goes in nice and clean. And that goes in nice and clean. So I might have just marred the end of that screw, but I didn't want to force it in there and mess up the threads. If you have a tap and die set, which I highly recommend, you can clean it up by running something over that, or for a poor man's tap and die, take a metal part, something stronger than those brass inserts. Yeah, this might just have like a burr on the end or something. Because even in this, it, like, I can't twist it any more than that. So I'm gonna set him aside, just leave him like that. And when I go through my odds and ends, I'll know that's just needs a tap run over it. Totally could have been something I did, just either started to cross thread it or dropped that one and got some gunk in the thread somewhere. Squeaky, squeaky. I'm gonna get a few of these out here. I don't know if you guys use these or not, but these are really, really helpful. I mean, these aren't magnetic, these ones anyway, but if you guys work on cars a lot, these are like $2 at Harbor Freight and super helpful. Magnetic, you can stick them to the car, stick them to the post of your lift if you got one. And then all your parts stay in the tray. I usually have a few different ones with me so that if I'm taking multiple things apart, I can sort them into their individual trays, and makes it a lot easier to figure out what goes where when you're putting things back together. I don't shop at Harbor Freight often, not for the important stuff, but for little things like this, very helpful. Also got a cheap angle grinder there to help cut some of some of those linear rods actually for another project, because with this kit you'll have all the linear rods you need without having to cut anything. I need to make a jig because angle grinders are scary, man. Those things will kill you if you're not careful. Okay, so I'm going to do a star pattern here. I'm going to go... Actually, going from the outside is probably beneficial here. But we'll come back to that once we get all these ones in. I got a little ahead of myself. One's fighting a little bit, but it still didn't stop, didn't require too much force. That one goes in nice and smooth. Nice. Okay, star pattern. Start on the end here. There's no true star pattern with this one because it's not a complete symmetrical pattern. But that's okay. Yeah, there we have it. There's one side. Let's do it again. And that I think would be a perfect spot to cap it off for the night. Yeah, look at this. It grabs my tools. This is why that Allen wrench was so magnetized right here. This thing. Yep. So we take our rod, take a couple of bearings. Get our caps. That. Just go ahead and get a couple slotted through here. I always get so worried at this part and thinking like, oh no, like if my dimensions are off or if the frame's not square or my printer was not printing accurately, that things just won't fit. But this is nice. This is super nice when everything fits within less than a millimeter of tolerance like that. I dig it. You know what I mean? Things want to jump out and fall down as soon as you start trusting them to stay put. So be careful. Nice. Yeah, now it's just getting the rest of them in. Got a little tough, but again, seems to have sorted itself out for the most part. Just some final tightening, and then we're gonna call it a night, guys. Oh my goodness, why can't I do this? There we go. For this, bit of a star pattern, it probably makes more sense to just tighten the front ones, balance way back, if it makes any difference at all. This is plastic we're talking about here. It distributes pressure differently than metal to metal contact. That one's squeaky, real squeaky. Okay, there we have it. That feels good to have done. Days off, I was starting to worry that I might not get back to this. Sometimes you take a few days off and then it's harder to start it back up again. But we did it. We installed the motors, the Y rod mounts, the Y rods themselves. She's looking good, man. Looking good. Can't wait to see her first flight check, and of course to see her printing. Good. Nice shot of it. She's coming along. Next time we'll install the X gantry, maybe do the tool head, and shoot, man. After that, we're gonna be moving on to electronics pretty soon. We're gonna leave it at that. But hope you guys have a great rest of the evening or morning, depending where you're at.